Welcome back to another episode of Georgia Sports Nation. We got some more Atlanta Hawks and Braves content going for you guys tonight. We're going to be discussing the huge night last night. That was the 2023 NBA Draft. Victor Wembanyama, Scoot Henderson, Thompson twins, all those guys got drafted, headlining at the beginning of the draft last night. And we got our 15th pick, Kobe Bufkin out of Michigan, a guard that we're going to be describing to you guys who can really do it all. He's a jack of all trades guy who can in the back court that can really do a lot of stuff for the Hawks. That's a young, promising prospect that we're going to be excited to see grow up here in Atlanta. And then also Seth Lundy in the second round. He's a guard out of Penn State that can really shoot the lights out of the ball. So that's nothing to scoff at there in that late second round pick. So we're going to be discussing that with the Hawks, and also our reactions to the Hawks not making a deal during the draft, which a lot of outlets, including Jake Fisher, there were reports surrounding DeAndre Hunter, John Collins, Clint Capella. He had said there may have been a move that the Hawks could have made, but it didn't happen. We're going to be discussing our reactions to that. As far as Braves talk, recapping the Philly series, the short 2-game sweep of them, and previewing the exciting Red series that's going to go down starting at 6:40 tonight. Ellie De La Cruz versus Ronald Acuna Jr. Those are the two guys that'll highlight this series. Certain to be an exciting weekend series of baseball. Without further ado, let's get into it. All right, and what did you think, or what was your immediate reaction when the Hawks selected Kobe Bufkin with that 15th pick last night?
You know what? At first, because I didn't know who he was, because I don't really do a lot of how can I like back work, going into the NBA draft and stuff like that. So I had to do my homework, and when I found out who he actually is and seeing him play, I was like, okay, like his defense is astronomical. Like I like his defense. It's, and he can get to the bucket at will. Like,
yeah, you hit the nail on the head with the defense there. For me, it's all about his hands and on-ball defense. You saw guys in his highlight tapes getting picked. He picked their pockets so many times with those quick hands, quick defensive instincts. You saw on the pick and roll where he would go over screens and tap the ball out from behind, causing turnovers and leading to easy baskets on the other end of the court. So I think with him, he can either slot in at the 1 or the 2. And I think that what makes him versatile, because when we have Trey, when we have DeJounte now, who knows if we're going to have DeJounte after this season or this season. He's in trade talks now, so we don't even know. But when you've got DeJounte and Trey, you need to have a guy that can play either the 1 or 2, and Kobe Bufkin can do that and shoot the lights out of the ball. So I really think it was a great pick for the Hawks. He's like I said, a jack of all trades guy, not really one glaring weakness to his game. What's up, OG?
Hey, man.
What's up,
how y'all
OG?
doing, man? How y'all doing, man? First of all, my apologies for the hiatus. I had a few things going on, man. Life happens. So I had to take care of
As long as
it.
you make it back, man, that's all that matters.
Yeah. So, I'm gonna really just mostly listen in. I don't know much about these athletes that we drafted last night, and I'm just gonna mostly listen in. I'm just glad to be back, and I'm gonna be here just for a little bit. Then I'm gonna still turn y'all loose, but I'm just gonna mostly listen in. I'm hearing good things about all three of the athletes, but I don't know nothing about them. So I'm gonna let y'all educate me today.
Gotcha. One thing that immediately stood out to me about Kobe Bufkin is, like you said, and his ability to get into the paint. And we know Trey has that ability. Obviously, Trey's height limits him a little bit, finishing around the basket. He's not got that extra ultra leaping ability that some guards have, or the kind of strong body that'll be able to finish through contact. But Kobe Bufkin can provide that. And in the future, in case we don't have Murray, I think that's a great fit alongside Trey, because he can play both off and on the ball. If he plays off the ball, he can attack the rim and finish strong. If he plays on the ball, we know he can get to the basket and create out of the pick and roll, like you said in the beginning of the show, Ant. So I think it was a safe pick, but it's not just safe because, okay, his floor is good. His ceiling may be kind of iffy, but we know he's a ready NBA player. I think this was a safe pick, but I can see him getting minutes and quality minutes early because of his skill set and the versatility of a guy like Kobe Bufkin.
Yeah, true. That's true. I think like what he can also do is he can drive into the paint, collapse the defense. He can kick out the shooters.
Yeah.
So that's another thing that he can do very well.
And yes, but before you look at it, you say, "Oh, it's Kobe Bufkin. He wasn't a one and done. He's a sophomore. He's still 19 years old. He's a very young sophomore, and so he's got a lot of room to grow. And when you can have such a versatile skill set like he does, that means that he can work on gradually getting things to improve one after another. It's not like you have to say, okay, you need to work on this specific thing to get NBA ready. A lot of his skills can translate to the NBA quickly. It's just how can he improve them to be elite in the NBA? So I really like the pick from Landry Fields and the front office and Kyle Korver as well, that assistant GM role. So, and if you saw the reaction when they got him, they were extremely happy. You saw Landry Fields banging on the table. He was really enthusiastic about getting Bufkin. So I'm glad they got their guy.
Now I do have something to say about Landry. Why you start laughing, Ant? I think because Ant already read my mind.
I ain't gonna say nothing.
All right, what you got to say about Landry?
This is rated R or PG. I felt like he was very bland. I heard him today. I felt like he was very bland. I felt like he sounded car salesmanish to me. Did y'all hear his interview today?
I did not.
When you get it, I'm gonna give you a chance to listen at it. But to me, I ain't gonna go all into what he said.
Mm-hmm.
But to me, he just sounded very car salesmanish. He gave all the right answers. Do the fans need to be patient? Yeah, the fans do need to be patient. Are we willing to go into luxury tax? Well, I have the power to either go into the luxury tax or stay up under the luxury tax. To me, from a business standpoint, it was smart. But as a fan, I feel like he's full of you know what.
Gotcha.
What's your take on it, Mike?
For me, well, we got a report, and Brad Rowland reiterated it today, that he saw that the Hawks had a mandate to get under the tax from Tony Ressler, assuming that was from Tony Ressler. And then a couple hours after he reported that, he said, now confirming from Brian Windhorst that there isn't a mandate for us to get under the tax. So I'm hearing mixed messaging about that.
Oh, boy.
And I don't know. So I don't really know what to make of Landry. Like I said, I didn't hear the interview. But
you need to hear.
I do think he's really excited to get Bufkin. I mean, his reaction told it all to me.
You and Ant, y'all a little more. Y'all taking a little more of a positive approach than me. So maybe he sounds different to y'all.
Well, I'll listen to it after.
But that's why I want y'all to listen at him. But to me, he sounded like car salesman-ish to me.
Gotcha. I'll keep that in mind. What was your reaction when just to those comments from Brad Rowland and then what OG said earlier?
Yeah, like it's just like OG said. It's like he's going it's like he's reading off a prompter, and saying
thank you
all the right things. Like I'm not going to say nothing to get somebody in their feelings or make this person feel a different way, but I'm gonna make sure everybody's feelings is catered to. That's basically what
he did. That's exactly what he did, Mikey. But listen,
okay,
hey, he damn it real mean. I thought I was driving, I was listening to him, and I'm like, he sound all right, man.
You know what's funny?
Devil on the left shoulder said, he full of shit.
I ain't even listened to what he said today.
No. You got listen. Hey, listen. I'm just gonna say before you listen to him, make sure you have the angel as well as the devil, okay? Because that angel gonna tell you he sounds so good, but that devil gonna tell you he's full of crap. So.
And welcome back.
But I ain't mad at Landry though. I ain't mad at him. You know.
Right.
Glad to have you back, Southside, commenting. I haven't seen it in a bit, but he said Lundy says I see a lot of. Or Southside says for Lundy, I see a lot of Corver in him with his catch and shoot ability and a little Trey's deep range shooting. Yeah, I agree. A lot of people, second round picks, they're a contentious point for people because some people think they're just second round picks. Other people think the five second round picks we gave up for Sadiq Bey last year, that was a lot. So I'm kind of in the middle. I don't think second picks are worth nothing, but at the same time, you can't overvalue them. And I think Southside's doing a great job here with just saying Lundy is very much one-dimensional player right now. We got another six. He's another 6'4" guard. We love 6'4" guards. We drafted multiple of them in this year's draft with regards to exhibit contracts, 10-day contracts, and so there's something there with shooting that Landry and Kyle clearly like.
Listen, man, the one thing I do like about this is, Kyle and Landry, they've taken a very, very now they are talking realistically. I do like the part that I did like. Well, I ain't gonna say I didn't like it. I felt like he was kind of car salesman, but I kind of felt I kind of felt he was genuine. He was like, "Look here, we got to be patient." Mm-hmm. And I kind of said that on my post yesterday. We got to be patient. I know a lot of people don't want to hear that, but at the end of the day, and I listed off, y'all, about like 7 or 8 either Hall of Famers or Hall of Fame type players, and a lot of those guys, it took them 5 years. It took all those guys 5 years or more to win a title. Isaiah Thomas, Michael Jordan, Shaquille O'Neal, Kobe Bryant, Nikola Jokic, Kevin Durant, Steph Curry. I might have left one person out, but it took all those guys. Like it took Kobe 5 years. He did it in the least amount of time, but he had Shaq when he did it, and it took Shaq 8 years.
No, Dwayne Wade took the least amount of time, 3 years.
I didn't have him up there.
Yeah, he didn't mention.
We want to talk about, and we talking about who I had up there. You want to add somebody up there? I didn't put him up there for a reason.
I mean, you were talking about, the post quickest to a championship.
Can we talk about who I put up there?
Yeah, he was just going off his list.
I know everybody didn't take 5 years, sir. Now this is carry. This is something y'all don't know nothing about. This is carryover from yesterday.
I want to speak on as we got OG Showstopper, aka Big Sam, joining us here. I want to talk about the Hawks should sign Middleton comment.
Look at Ant laugh.
I want to talk about this because, well, first of all, with our current roster, that's not possible. We just don't have the money to do that. And even if Wrestler wanted to, we would be at like the second tax line within the CBA, which is not where this roster is right now. We're not championship.
Well, we're already $3 million over that particular line.
Well, just the first one. We're just under the luxury tax, not the second CBA, not the second CBA.
Oh, okay.
But they billionaires. Well, you know what? I'm not too strong on this luxury tax. But so I'm a kind of.
You're cutting in and out a bit.
I'm sorry.
Real quick, because I kind of know what you about to say. Here's the thing with that luxury tax. If we was in a better position than we are, you know what I'm saying, to contend for a championship, I think our front office would deal with the luxury tax fine. but we're not above that line. We're not above that line. You know what I'm saying? We're not. We're not. I'm talking about as far as the situation. We're not above that line where we're okay. We're motherfuckers know we are contenders. We've been mentioned as contenders. We are contenders. We're not that. Now, see, if we were somewhere near that, then maybe the front office would be like, all right, saying these 1 or 2 moves going to put us over, so we'll deal with the luxury tax. You know what I'm saying? Consequence.
But can we all agree on this? We were like terrible officiating in game 4 away from beating Boston.
Yeah. We put up a fight. We put up a fight.
We even that series up at 2 games to 2.
I'm really over. I'm really over the refereeing and officiating when it comes to saying NFL and NBA aspects when it comes to my team, because it'd be a lot of bullshit.
Yeah,
and we've had 2 straight years. We've had 2 straight years in both sports with that bullshit.
Yeah, in the Braves, I think with the Braves, it's way less. But replay, it's what it is with the Braves. I like for home plate umps and just balls and strike calls. I just think that's according to the umpire. That's just it's going to happen sometimes. You got to deal with it. We don't have robot.
Now you know what with the Braves situation, I'm really looking at the Major League Baseball Association in itself. Our number one hitter gets hit just a little bit too much for there not to be any consequences.
I see what you're saying. People have some takes on that. But let's get back to the Hawks because we will discuss the Braves after the end of the Hawks talk halfway through the show.
Right.
The only way I see us signing Middleton is if we trade Hunter. I'll also add. I don't see. First of all, I'm gonna preface this by saying I don't think we're ever gonna look at signing Chris Middleton, just because to have Middleton at the 3 with Murray and Trey, there's just no defenders there, and we need defense. So I'm just gonna say that right now. Middleton have a chance.
Chris Middleton can defend.
Yeah, but he can't defend number 1 options. That's what we need, and I don't think there's a way we sign Middleton unless we trade all 3 of Hunter, Capella, and John Collins. That's what I think. But I don't think that's not going to happen. Anybody else got a response to that?
Middleton makes way more than Hunter. So if we talking about swapping out money, we're going to have to send another contract.
Yeah.
I think Middleton what Hunter makes about 18 to 20.
Yeah, Hunter is 4 years, $96 million. So if you do the math, yeah.
He close to we're down
20 million.
He close to
25. I didn't know that.
Yeah.
He closer to 20.
Yeah.
4 years, $96 million. That's closer to 25.
And he done spent most of that in the training room on rehab.
What? Oh God.
Yeah.
You said it all.
Shots fired.
Come on now.
Okay, Sam.
Yeah. Oh, this is very interesting here. Okay, so as we get into all these trade rumors and everything,
in the history of the league that ever get hurt.
This comment from Southside here. He said his eye has been on Pascal Siakam since all this trade talk started happening. The Hawks. I have a friend who has a source this source called the DeJounte Murray trade, by the way, a couple hours before it happened. So I think he's legit. I think he has legit sources. But my friend, he said from his source that the Hawks had a deal in place to get Siakam. Toronto had accepted it, and they were bringing it. So it was going to happen. And once Chris Haynes reported that Pascal Siakam was not going to re-sign if he went to another team, remember, because he's a free agent after the season. He's going to want to get All-NBA, maybe a Supermax after this season. When he said he wasn't going to resign, the Hawks backed out, and I think that's a smart idea. I think it's smart. What are you guys' reactions to that news?
I mean, here's my take on that.
Bad the hell out quick.
Well, here's the thing. I mean, it's almost like let's say if you put Murray in that trade.
Yeah, Murray was in it. I can't.
Okay, Murray was in it.
Murray was in it.
Yeah, I would have still did it. I would have still did it because you looking at Murray not re-signing possibly.
Yes. Okay. Yes, but that would mean us giving picks as well. It would have
No.
been.
The problem was
that's why
the problem was the reason why we ended up stepping back from the table is because they wanted Griffin.
That actually wasn't the case. They wanted, I believe, the package was DeJounte, JC, 15, and next year's pick.
Yeah.
Hold on, I like Siakam, but goddamn.
I do like. I know.
But
That
damn,
was why.
Now, hold on now.
Yeah, I know. That was a lot for me too.
Wait a damn minute.
That was.
Siakam disappeared too much for me last year. We come for that, boy.
He pulled the trigger.
I think we're all in agreement here that was good that we didn't do that deal.
No, OG Big Sam.
You know, look. Here's my thing with that. I want a rebounding power forward, but I'm not willing to pay Hall of Fame money. You know, for a guy that's not that.
Let's go opt out after next year.
So what? They don't believe they can sign DeJounte Murray back or something?
That's not the case. That hasn't been. I haven't seen that anywhere.
There's a narrative that's floating that we might not, and the front office may not be looking to pay out the kind of money that he's going to command. I don't know what kind of fire that is to that smoke, and I'm hoping there's none, because with what we drafted.
I'm gonna tell you now, if Landry Fields do not re-sign DeJounte Murray, I want everybody on here to hear me on this. He will enter with me. He will ride in the same car with Pete Babcock, what's that? Bobby Petrino and Kyle Shanahan. He can jump in the car with all of them. If you gave up 3 number ones, bro, and you let this man walk,
it would be terrible.
And hell no.
So staying with the draft here and just the chaos that was the draft last night, because you saw that Cam Whitmore, I mean, his medicals probably had to be so bad. I mean, this dude was a consensus top 10 pick, and in a lot of mock drafts, I saw him number 5 or number 4 even before Amin Thompson. And he slid to 20th. So there was so much chaos last night. And Bilal Coulibaly, Victor Wembanyama's teammate on Mets 92, the Pacers
went fifth.
He's now going to Washington. He didn't slip. He rose all the way to 7 after being maybe late lottery or late teens. So there was a lot of chaos moving in the draft last night. And I for one thought the Hawks would actually make a deal. I thought we would move in to the top 10. I thought we were going to actually make that deal with Dallas. It didn't happen. What were you guys' reactions to the Hawks just not making a deal, or did you think it was going to happen?
I'm gonna be real with y'all, man. The NBA draft so damn boring, bro. I'm like, man, if they don't take some notes from the NFL or something, but because something got to change, that shit was boring. But
listen, I'm not surprised, y'all, because guess what? When have we made a splash on draft night? The last time we made a splash on draft night, of course, the Trey Luka. Listen, the only 2 times we really made a splash on draft night was Trey, Luka, Dominique, John, Drew. That let you know our organization don't make a splash on draft. We traded Pau Gasol on draft night. A lot of fans forget we drafted Pau Gasol and we traded him for Sharif.
We also drafted Bill Russell.
Actually,
I thought.
Listen, I had to defend the Hawks on that deal. Here's why. Bill Russell, we traded the draft rights to Bill Russell to St. Louis for Easy Ed McCauley and Cliff Hagan. Easy Ed McCauley had an ill family member in St. Louis, and he went there because he grew up in St. Louis. Boston popped the trade. They gave us 2 Hall of Famers, we gave them one. That's how that happened. Easy and McCollum and Cliff Hagan.
Yeah, Cliff Hagan is no slouch.
Yeah, Easy and McCollum and Cliff Hagan are in the Naismith Basketball Hall of Fame at St. Louis Hawks, and the only championship that this franchise have, it was them two and Bob Pettit. Yeah. The reason why fans get so butthurt about that is because it was Bill Russell. And Bill Russell, if you now getting to your point the other day, Sam, that was a super team.
Yeah,
it was a super team.
Yes. Wasn't it? That was before Connie Hawkins, wasn't it?
Yeah, I think they before Hawkins. They before Connie Hawkins. Connie Hawkins actually played in Atlanta. Yeah, he actually played for the Atlanta Hawks. So they were before Connie Hawkins.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So, but our franchise, but to your point, Mike, our franchise. Look, the Bill Russell thing, I can't blame the Hawks for. The Dr. J thing is not. Dr. J had to go back to where he was on account of a court order.
Gotcha. So anybody else got had any reactions to the Hawks not making a deal? Because for
I'm not surprised.
Well, when you sit there and listen to Landry, he already had said he didn't have no problem getting a developmental player. So they weren't thinking about getting a starting now player from the get-go. I think they came in with a plan. I thought they were gonna get the dude from Duke, Derek. I mean, what did I
That's
think?
what
Derek.
I wanted Lively.
I thought they were gonna get him. I thought they were gonna get him.
That
we talked about it in the show the other day.
Yeah, Will, that was really a point of concentration for the Hawks to trade up to the top 10. And I think, in my opinion, it was to get him. Because with that Dallas pick, the trade that was rumors was John Collins and 15 for Davis Bertans and 10.
Okay. Who is that up there with us? Is that Blackberry? Who is that?
It's Will.
It's Will.
Will, let me ask you something. Did you hear Landry's interview today?
Did I hear who?
Landry Fields' interview today.
Nah, I ain't
y'all got to listen, bro.
Yeah.
Damn, I need somebody who heard it. Because to me, he sounded like I told Mikey and Ant before you and Sam got on here. He sounded real car salesmanish to me. And how do car salesmen sound to you, Will?
Oh yeah, they try to get you to buy what you already know how they do it, man.
They will talk you out your drawers with that kid.
They'll talk you out. Listen, hey, look, and see, and the thing about it, I couldn't do nothing but laugh. I said, you know what? I feel you, Landry. Hey, you trying to smooth? You see, Landry, he smoothing stuff over, but he also telling y'all, he letting you know when the shit hit the fan, he can say, "I told you so." So he he's softening the blow to me.
Okay. So
but like I said though, like I think they had a plan because they end up still getting their guy Mouhamed.
Yeah.
He's 7 foot, and Derek is 7'1", so they still end up getting the same guy, pretty much.
Okay.
The Mavs got their guy in Derek Lively.
I'm going to ask y'all a question because, like I said at the top of the show, I don't know nothing about these guys. So I'm looking at their vibe. So me as a dumb fan when it comes to college basketball, I'm looking at a slasher, undersized small forward, and a center that's a project. Am I wrong for looking at it like that?
Well, we don't have Lively. Lively's with the Mavs.
No, I'm talking about the dude from Senegal. I'm looking at our 15 pick is the slasher. Our 30-something 6 pick is the undersized small forward. Yeah, he can play 2 guard, but he's an undersized small forward. And the other dude is a project at best.
The only one we might see this year is the point guard because we don't have no backup point guard.
Bufkin.
But we don't have to see him. I know that.
I think we'll see Bufkin. I think Bufkin will be in the rotation.
So why does that bother me? Because we're still small, bro. We're still small, man.
I mean, I think it's more. I don't want to necessarily see Capella go, but I think we'll get smaller. OG. I really think Onyeka is going to be our starting center next season.
I mean, I don't listen. Onyeka, 6th overall pick in the draft, year 4. Yeah, bro, he need to be started. So I don't have a problem with that.
Okay.
But
The only problem I got with that, every time this man got a chance to start, he really didn't show up and start at center. Now, he showed up real good when he come in at backup minutes or whatever. He did his thing. But if he plays somebody low, I think Blackberry said this the other day, when he plays somebody low or below budget or something like that, you know what I mean, he don't show up. It's like he play down to their level.
I think Onyeka's problem, just watching him the past 3 years, more so the last couple years, he got to be able to play defense without fouling.
Yeah,
That's
that's definitely it.
He gets in foul trouble.
Yes.
For sure.
You know, he plays hard. I'm gonna tell you something. That kid plays hard. He plays hard even when he's undersized, even when he's he plays hard. But a lot of times when he's undersized and he knows he's undersized, he's gonna play a little harder and it's gonna get him in foul trouble.
Okay,
That's what we gotta get. Look, very big that got a little weight in his ass. Give me somebody about 7 feet, 270, 265, 270 that can bump for about 10 minutes and a half.
One point of interest that I've seen across Hawks Twitter was for me personally, I don't think this is even in the realm of possibility. But I've seen that some people, and there are people who go on, or we talk Hawks with Demond. I mean, there are people that say that Onyeka can play the 4. I don't see it at all. I think that is so far from the truth. That is so far from the truth.
He can't shoot. He can't shoot to play the 4.
And he's not like it's not like he can handle the ball at the 4 or go around.
No, he can't shoot under the ball.
No, he's a 5, and he is only a 5. I don't see how people can say he's a 4 at all. It's just because players have the size to doesn't mean they have the skill set.
I'm more and more leaning towards the Hawks might want to hold up. I know this gonna sting a few fans' ears, especially my buddy OG Big Sam. But the Hawks might want to hold up for they trade Collins. I mean, bro, because we gonna get put in a pickle, in a major pickle. We trade Collins, even though I don't see all his deficiencies. I understand everybody's issue with him, but if we can't bring back what he gives us or a little bit more, and then you talking about trading Capella, bro, we're gonna be small. We're gonna be ultra small.
Yeah.
And OG, that's why I've been so hesitant with the trade, because they can't find nobody that, you know what I'm saying, the same level of better. So I think that's why it's been so slow on the trade part.
You know what, man? I don't think they can move Collins.
And here's my thing with the trades. Obviously, we know Capella and Collins are huge trade talks guys right now. I think we'll move Capella before Collins. I don't want that to happen.
Listen,
but
it ain't gonna be hard to move him.
I think it will.
A rim protecting center.
No, there's a huge market for Capella. A lot of teams need that.
It ain't gonna be hard to move him.
But you know what, Mikey? I don't think they're gonna move Capella. I think they're gonna want him to train them young guys they bringing up in here, so they can build a foundation before he goes. And the way I'm thinking when he leave here, he gonna retire. Once Capella is done here, he gonna retire.
Oh, wait, Capella gonna retire? He's not even 30 years old.
He's 28 years old.
Hey, that's what I'm saying. I don't see him leaving no time soon. That's what I'm telling you.
And guess what?
I do not see him leaving no time soon.
Hold on. And Capella got 3 years left on his deal. I thought he was like on his way to going in the opt-out range.
That's what I'm saying. He gonna play out that contract.
It's more about if Capella will move on to Braves.
Here's what it was. Capella's name came up, you know what I'm saying, because when the Siakam, you know what I'm saying, rumor that had more than smoke, it had some fire to it. Capella was gonna be a part of that deal. Now, as far as anything else, that because there's no other option of that particular level.
Here's what I
saying,
think.
if you're not gonna get a Siakam, you know what I'm saying, no, you keep Capella.
Here's why I said Capella gonna stay. A lot of teams, the Hawks was looking for a pick for Capella. When they couldn't pop a trade by last night, Capella gonna probably be here. They were trying to get a pick. They were trying to get a mid first round pick, like somewhere between 10 and 20 for Capella.
Yeah.
And I think they were.
That's true. That's true.
I think they wanted some dude named. I keep hearing about some dude named Cam. Somebody.
Cam Whitmore.
And I seen Derek Lively play, and I personally like him. But again, I'm done when it comes to the college basketball. Only college basketball I watch is Georgia, Georgia Tech, Georgia State, Georgia Southern. Anything else, I am completely dumb about.
Gotcha.
That's why I don't try to talk about it.
Before we move on to the Braves talk here, I do want to say something really quickly about the Hawks today. The Hawks today signed Jarkel Joyner out of NC State to an Exhibit 10-day deal. Now, I will say this: I went to NC State, y'all. I played with Jarkel in pickup after the NCAA season was over. This dude's a great guy. He's hilarious. So I want to, just for me, I want to see him make our roster. So hopefully when I get to a game or something, he knows me.
He's
a comedian. Hey, Mikey, is that why you want him?
He's a little bit of a gamer, you know what I'm saying? The guy, he has a little bit of grit to him.
OG Big Sam, I gotta get Mikey. Who's the close person to Mikey? Whoever the close person to Mikey, go hug him right now. You want him because he's funny? My God.
No. What I'm saying, I just hope he makes the roster because I know.
We'll hug Mikey. I'm listening, Mikey. Go ahead.
I'm just saying I hope he makes the roster because I know him.
Oh, okay.
I played basketball with him. I played pickup all the time with him. So,
hey man, y'all better leave my boy Mikey alone, man.
Okay, I'm gonna leave him alone.
No, I know he's joking. All right. Now, moving on to the red-hot Atlanta Braves. 8 in a row going into the night, and they've already taken a 1-0 lead over the Reds. We're previewing the series with the Reds in a moment, but let's take it back to the Phillies series. Quick 2-game sweep with the second game being a rain postponement. What do y'all think of just the offense right now? Because we know at times the Braves can be homer happy, but right now we're scoring at a bunch of different rates.
Hey man, listen, baseball season is 162 games. You're gonna have torrid hot streaks. You're gonna have cold streaks. Right now we're on a torrid hot streak. Ride it out as long as we can, you know. And then when we have a little slump, long as we don't have an extended slump, ride out as long as we can. Right now, I looked at the All-Star balloting last night. Do y'all know how many Braves are right now are set to go to the All-Star game?
5.
Thinking like about 6 of them.
No, about 9. The whole infield is going. Acuna going to go, and who they gonna put at? Who is our DH?
No, DH. Well, I think Jesse Chavez and Bryce Elder deserve to make it too. Both of them.
Listen, the whole infield, like, listen, Acuna, Darno, Acuna, Sean Murphy, and Orlando Arcia are leading their position. Orlando Arcia is leading the shortstop balloting. Do y'all see the shortstops in the National League alone?
Yep.
Oh, I see it. Yeah.
We've been harping on this for a couple of weeks now. I mean, he's been incredible. Just 3 years, $7 million, by the way.
Hey, it just keep making Double A look like a genius. It's making them look like a genius
Yeah,
more and more.
yeah.
And like they're taking what the top six outfielders.
Yeah.
Michael Harris is at 7, and he climbing.
He's one of the hottest hitters in the league right now after really struggling to start the season. But
So Strider's a lot.
Let's go.
Strider's a lot.
Y'all thank Ozuna for that. Y'all can thank Ozuna for that.
Ozuna might back his way in as a DH.
oh,
Hey, it's 4-0, y'all.
what happened? What happened?
Travis hit a 3-1 home run.
Travis with a 3-runner. Let's go.
See, guess what?
4-0.
His bat
Reds,
hadn't even really got hot yet.
I mean,
Oh, it has been.
that's why we're spoiled with these two catchers. But as we go back to this Philly series, I was so impressed by the bounce back of Spencer Strider, and not just because we know that Spencer Strider is a good pitcher, but it's because of what happened here last postseason. First time back at Citizens Bank Park after that really bad start that he had. We knew as Braves fans he didn't have his good stuff. He was injured, that oblique,
and we didn't expect him to have his good stuff.
Hold on. He didn't have his velocity. His location was off. And I had Phillies fans excited to face Spencer Strider. Now, I did some research, and I told them on Twitter, the people that replied to one of my tweets is saying, "Okay, I'm excited to face Spencer Strider. We destroy him. Look at last postseason. Spencer Strider now is 6-0 with a sub-2 ERA against the Phillies in the regular season. Every single healthy start, he's dominated them."
Listen, all of us real, what I'm saying, all of us fans that sensible knew that Strider wasn't going to be at his best. I actually thought Schnitt should have just pushed him to the bullpen. I thought Schnitt should have just pushed him to the bullpen, at least for the rest of that series against Philly, because he was coming off that oblique.
Yeah.
Okay. Y'all see how quick he ran out of gas? He started out, everything was 98 and above, 98, 99, 97,
He threw
100.
100.
And then it just dropped off like just dropped off the face of the earth. And it imploded. I'm sorry. R.I.P. to.
Hey, you guys. Have you noticed that the Braves always had a great catching duo for a long time? It started with Javi Lopez and Eddie Perez.
Yep.
Then it went to your boy Brian McCann and the White Panda. What they call Big Panda? Evans
Gaddis. And also Blanco.
So
the white bear.
Yeah.
And also Blanco.
We always had good catching duos, man. They be, and it just continued to carry on, man.
Yeah, I mean, Sean Murphy goes down. He was able to pinch hit in the Phillies series, so we know that he's all right. He may start. Mark Bowman reported that Sean Murphy could catch again beginning over the weekend in Cincy. So hopefully we'll see that happen. Oh, now we
Blackberry,
know
what's good, home team? Blackberry, home team.
What's good, Blackberry?
On team.
We know in the Phillies series that in the first game was all about Spencer Strider. We know Matt Olson and Austin Riley both homered really to get the scoring out, and it was more of your classic pitchers duel until the Braves broke out against the Phillies starter. But after that, in the second game, this game was your absolute picture perfect pitchers duel. Nobody scored a game. Nobody scored a run in this game until extra innings. The 10th. Right. And the Braves broke out the big bats and put 5 in the top of the 10th to really put a hurting on the Phillies.
Nola always give us some bad. Go ahead, OG. Go ahead.
Can we address who the hell is the Philly announce team? Was that John Crook and somebody?
You're talking about the radio. You're talking about the radio team that was talking about the professionalism with Ron Washington.
Hold on, aren't these the same folks that watch their fans mock the tomahawk chop when they eliminated us last year? Man, get the fuck out of here! I hate people like that. I hate
Yep.
you can dish it out, but you can't take it.
Yeah, if you don't know what
That's
OG's
it.
referring to, he's referring to when Marcelo Zuna homered in the top of the 10th to really break the game open after Kyle Schwarber's error. By the way, that error cost 5 unearned runs. Schwarber's. So
Now, we talking about the Phillies, right? We talking about the Phillies, right?
yeah,
Wait.
talking about the Phillies game.
Well,
hold
okay,
on.
all right. We could take this all the way back to 1992 with them damn Phillies. They've been mocking us for a long time.
Yeah.
And
They damn sure did do it in '92. The Lenny Dykstra crew.
Hey, Mikey, it was only four unearned run. We was already 1-0 before he made the error.
well, no, well, technically, it was 5 because the ghost runner counts as an unearned run to the pitcher.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay, got
It's
it.
a
Yeah.
hard
You're
run
right,
in the
you're
box
right.
score to us.
But they said
But it's
they
an
went back
unearned run
and gave Austin a single.
Yeah, and they rescinded it today, and they changed it to an error.
Oh, they did?
Yeah, I
Okay.
saw that from Matt Gill, the Phillies writer from MLB.com today.
Oh, I know Austin pissed. That's
Yeah.
a base hit and 2 RBIs. Oh my
Yeah, they
God.
took him away. They took it away. And Orlando Arcia, by the way, just doubled. It's 5-0 Braves in a first inning in Cincy.
Yep.
Look,
God damn, man.
as a person that hasn't actually sat down and watched the game since that very demonstrous walk-off home run by Isaiah Albus.
Much love to y'all. I gotta go, y'all. Much love to y'all. I gotta get. All right.
See OG.
All right. Peace out,
Yeah.
OG.
Damn.
Yeah.
Now, I've been, checking the numbers and keeping up with the wins and losses. But when I hear analysts talk about the Braves, it's still the same sentiment as I watched that game where Olsen hit that game tying home run to tie it up at 10, and Albus hit that.
Oh, it was Arcia that tied that up.
Who?
That 10. Orlando Arcia hit the homer, not Olsen.
Yeah. They look alike.
Them folk don't look alike, man.
Oh my god! Yeah, that game was so fun when they had the Hall of Famers in the broadcast, Smoltzy, Chipper.
Yes, because the call was perfect.
That was hilarious. I hope they do that again at some point. I really hope they do.
I mean, but this squad, they're good. They know that they're good. It sounds like Snick is being Snick, but this lineup may be the best lineup to grace the Diamonds since that. What was that? That Yankee squad.
Yeah, are you talking about like the late 1990s Yankee squad?
That we faced in the World Series.
Yeah, the last team that went back to back.
Yeah, that one.
This lineup is insane.
This team just might almost just a little bit might be a little bit of that.
Y'all know how I feel about Brian Snitker. But one thing I can say about that, they playing real loose up under him.
Yeah.
He let them have fun, and they out there feeding off each other. You know what I'm saying? He do that. He managed real well. The only problem I got with him was like times when the bats are cold or whatever, and he don't you know what I'm saying? Coach,
he got to shake things up.
Like, get him. Yeah. But he tried it. Now I'm proud of him. He tried it this year. He did it a couple times this year where he coached the wind through, and I was shocked about that. I'm like, oh man, that's what I'm talking about. That's the only thing I had against Brian Snitker. He don't coach wins up sometimes, but he did it a couple times this year. I had to give him that.
Yeah. Any other last comments before we move on to a little bit about the Red Series?
Sound like the same old
go
thing.
ahead.
All right.
We can go ahead.
Now this Red series. Did y'all know a lot about Ellie De La Cruz before he came up?
Now, is he a pitcher?
No, Ellie De La Cruz is on the Reds. He's
Yeah,
the
he
next
leading the
superstar.
stealing base. He leading the base stealing
He's
ahead of Acuna.
probably the fastest player in the
Oh,
league. and
he the kid that has stolen more bases than Acuna. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. So for me, I had heard his name a couple times. I didn't know he was supposed to be this prospect that was going to turn into a superstar. Like this dude is rivaling when the conversation was about, oh, do you like Soto or do you like Acuna or do you like Tatis? Like when that was back 2 years ago. I mean, I think Acuna is pretty much cleared them both this year by a long shot. But Ellie is like in that category now is one of the most exciting young players in baseball. I didn't know a lot about him until he came up. I didn't know he was supposed to be that good. But yeah, he's really fun to watch. And this series, I think a lot of people are going to be watching this series just because of watching De La Cruz and Ronald Acuna.
Yeah. Yeah, it's gonna get a little jazzy.
Yeah,
Just a little bit. And plus,
Yeah. It's gonna be a little bit animated.
Yeah,
You're gonna see a bat flip or two.
Oh, definitely. And what's contributing to that is you have the Braves coming to Cincinnati with a 8-game winning streak.
Mm-hmm.
The Cincinnati Reds coming off an off day yesterday, who are on an 11-game winning streak. This is
Ooh.
Yeah.
Hey, Mike,
So,
you remember what happened to the last team that was on a win streak with us, right?
What happened to him, Will? Oh.
I think we swept them out the park. You know what I mean? So I'm just saying. You know.
Yeah. So there's sure to be some fireworks, like OG Sam was saying, in this series. One thing about the Reds, though, that the Braves can take advantage of and have already taken advantage of in this first inning is the Reds pitching. They have a great offense. You know, Joey Votto is back for the first time since August of 2022, back in the lineup. So great to see that. Joey Votto, one of the great guys in this league, Hall of Famer for sure. They have TJ Friedel leading off, Jonathan India, former rookie of the year, batting third, and then you've got Ellie De La Cruz batting fourth. So they have a really good top of the lineup. You know, the bottom of the order isn't as good as the Braves, but they still have a fairly deep lineup. But where we can get them is their pitching. That's what's holding them back. And the Braves have already taken advantage of that with 5-0 here in the first inning.
Well, of the 5 games that I've actually sit down and watched of the Braves, and they all have had the same outcome. They all have had the same theme. I mean, you down 5-0 to this lineup. Yeah, it's not gonna be a good night.
Mm-mm.
And
hey, one thing I can say about this team, they fear no team. I don't care who you playing against, what lineup, they fears no team, and that's what I like about them. They don't back down from nobody. So you can bring
again, they
good, bring up here,
and they know they good.
Right.
Yeah,
they know they good.
The confidence under Brian Snitker will, like you mentioned before, you can see it every time they step onto the field.
Oh yeah, and then if our bullpen can pitch lights out like it has been, ain't nothing against this team.
Now, AJ Minter, remember a couple of weeks ago when we were discussing about AJ Minter and Michael Harris? I mean, AJ Minter's pitched incredible since that show, and Michael Harris has played incredibly since that show. I mean, maybe they're listening to us. Who knows?
Yeah, I think they heard us.
So there's really no holes in this roster right now. When you have Bryce Elder, what he's doing, Jared Schuster providing us innings and getting better with every start. Strider is going to be Strider. Morton giving us length. He's approaching 40 years old, and he's got a 3.70 ERA. He's going to get 200 strikeouts this year. That's fine. That's our fifth starter. Charlie Norton's our fourth. But that's crazy. And we're going to get Max Fried and Kyle Wright back second half of the year. I mean, this team at the deadline, I think maybe you might find another bullpen arm. It never hurts to find another bullpen arm. But really, there's no holes you need to immediately address that's sticking out to me right now.
Hey, that's what I was about to ask you, Mikey. Hey, it's been your boy Soroka done throw 3 straight good starts. Do you think they pull him up to be a bullpen arm? And by the way, side note, hey, your boy Smith Schuver starting out the game real good. He only throw the little pitches in that first inning. He's starting out real good right now.
Yeah, he's been really good, Smith Schuver. The control is what I'm the most impressed with. We knew he had velocity, but he's not walking as many guys as he was in that first start. So hopefully he can continue that train.
So who you think go to the bullpen? Because they gonna call Soroka back up. They gonna call him back up. Who going to the bullpen and who starting?
I think that's a tough decision. It's a good problem to have. Yeah, right. It's a good problem to have, but that's a tough decision for me. For me, it might be if you want to put Soroka back there to start in the near future. I think they might put Schuster in the bullpen or send him down. I think that's the move. Schaver to me has shown a little bit more promise than Schuster as far as the control and the velocity. I think he has a little bit better stuff as well. What about you?
Well, yeah, that's what I was just saying though, right there about that. You said we need another bullpen arm. Take one of them starters and make them the bullpen. I don't need one of them to go back down to AAA. I say put them in the bullpen, keep that confidence up. You know what I'm saying? And let them get a chance to ball out with the big club.
I see what you're saying, but Jared, like to go from a starter in the majors like Schuster's done, you know, he's firmly implanted in the rotation over the past maybe month or so. Then you put him to the bullpen. He doesn't pitch every day, and as a young guy, I'd rather him pitch every 5 days in Gwinnett more than, okay, you know, if we're down big or up big, maybe he can pitch in the bullpen. That's my reasoning there.
Well, you know, don't they be having them pitch them virtual things, them virtual games? They be having them pitch.
They do have them pitching sim games, yeah, if they don't pitch it in a while. But a lot of times that's for guys getting off the injured list.
That's what I'm saying. So if you was Schuster, would you want to go to the bullpen or would you want to go down to AAA? Which one would you want to do?
If I was Schuster, I mean, he's probably going to want to stay. He's probably going to want to stay.
You see what I'm saying? That's what I'm saying. You want to have
that
kid. You want to have that kid confidence up. So instead of him getting sent down to AAA like he did something wrong, you let him know, hey, we value your skills. We want to keep you up here, but you might not pitch every day. You feel what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I'd rather keep him up and build that morale within him. You know what I'm saying? Keep him confident. And after a while, you know, Morton gonna be retired in a minute. He gonna retire. He gotta retire sometime.
I think.
You know what I'm saying?
I don't know. I don't know if this is a controversial take to y'all or anything. I think Morton's got another year in him. I really do. With how he's pitching, I think so. I don't know if we'll see it, but I think he might have another year in him. What's y'all's take on that?
Hey, bring it.
If it's a team need, I'm not opposed to it. Will, what about you?
Well, yeah, he's a good. He gonna give you 5 innings every time, at least 5. He gonna give you 5.
You know what you're gonna get out of him. It's a steady presence.
That right there is hard to find. A stable pitcher that's gonna give you 5. He might give up a long ball every now and again, but it ain't no 3-run, 4-run homer. It's usually solo home run. So they don't like they say back in the day, solo home runs don't beat you. It's when you get them walks on, when you walking people. Walks hurt you the most in baseball. That hurts you the most. I get mad more at a pitcher that walk a batter than one that give up homer.
Yeah, we saw that with Dinelson Lamet in the Colorado Rockies series. He walked so many guys. 3 times in a row it happened. So you had a walk followed by a homer, a walk followed by a homer, a walk followed by a homer. Then you're down 6-0 quickly instead of 3-0. So, definitely walks can really hurt you. If you're giving up solo homers, it turns into 2-run homers. So that's the key. Any other
Coach
last
Unchained, what's up, fam? Coach Unchained.
What's up, Coach?
Any other last thoughts before I say my final thoughts on this Red Series?
Nah, go ahead, Mike, and do your thing.
All right. So yeah, my key for this Red Series, they've already done it, honestly, but take advantage of the Reds pitching early. That's not their strong suit. Keep the bases empty. Keep the bases empty at the bottom of the lineup. The top of their lineup is really strong. Joey Votto is at the middle. You know, he's getting up there in age. He can still hit the ball, but he's getting up there in age. But Ellie De La Cruz, TJ Friedel, Jonathan India, those guys, you don't want them hitting with guys on base. Jake Fraley you could include in there as well. So keep the bottom of the lineup off the bags. Don't let them feed the top. And then on the offensive end of the ball, they're already doing it. Just take advantage early of their pitching because their starters, they're not very good, most of them. And then if you can get into their bullpen early, especially in the first game of the series, it can tire them out. So they've already done that key as far as offensively.
That's it.
All right. Any final thoughts before we end it there?
I'm gonna just say, it's like I always say, like eye discipline. It's gonna take us a while. I mean, a long way with this good team and their pitching. Force them to make mistakes against you. Yeah. Don't make mistakes against them.
Exactly.
That's what it comes down to.
All right.
You right, Ant. The only thing, if we get to the point where we drowning out at bats, lingering at bats, we'd be unstoppable. Because we do still strike out a lot. We strike out a lot. But if we get to that point where we make a pitcher work, like how the Dodgers lineups used to be.
That's exactly what we did against.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, that's a great point.
That's exactly what we did against Aaron Nola, which is why we got his pitch count up so high in the early game.
Mm-hmm.
So hopefully we see that more. But with that being said, thank you guys for tuning in tonight. We'll be back next week, same time, 6 p.m. Eastern. Make sure to tune in. If you're on YouTube, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And we'll see you guys next time on Georgia Sports Nation. Peace.
Peace out.